Saint Louis de Montfort's Secret of the Rosary 45th Rose. I would like to add that the Rosary ought to be said reverently, that joined, clasping the Rosary. However, if you are ill, you can, of course, say it in bed, or if one is traveling it can be said while walking. If, on account of some infirmity, you cannot kneel you can say it standing or sitting. You can even say it while working if your duties do not allow you to leave your job, for work with one's hands is not always incompatible with vocal prayer. I agree that, since the soul has its limitations and can only do so much, when we are concentrating on manual work we are less attentive to the activities of the Spirit, such as prayer. But when we cannot do otherwise, this kind of prayer is not without its value in Our Lady's eyes, and she rewards our goodwill more than our exterior actions. I advise you to divide up your rosary into 3 parts and to say each group of 5 decades at different times of the day. This is much better than saying the whole 15 decades at once. If you cannot find the time to say 5 decades altogether, say a decade here and a decade there, you will thus be able, in spite of your work and the calls upon your time, to complete the whole rosary before going to bed. Saint Francis de Sales set us a very good example of fidelity in this respect. Once when he was extremely tired from the visits he had made during the day and remembered, towards midnight, that he had left a few decades of his rosary unsaid, he knelt down and said them before going to bed, notwithstanding all the efforts of his secretary, who saw he was tired and begged him to leave the rest of his prayers till the next day. Imitate also the faithfulness, reverence and devotion of the Holy Friar, mentioned in the Chronicles of Saint Francis, who always said 5 decades of the Rosary with great reverence and attention before dinner. I have mentioned this earlier, 7th Rose.